Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1387.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about Ripple One. Yay! Ripple, the company behind one of our favorite investments, XRP cryptocurrency, has won their lawsuit with the SEC. On Wednesday afternoon, we got the word that the judge ruled that Ripple did not have to pay the $2 billion fine that the SEC was trying to get, but 94% less, a fine of $125 million, which still sounds like a lot of money, and it is, but I'll explain what that's all about. This lawsuit has really been a weapon that was used by bankers and people that did not want to see Ripple succeed. They knew that this technology was far superior to other cryptocurrency technology that's out there. And I think the Bearable Bull said it best. He said, the punishment was the 4 years of legal battles, limited XRP adoption, exchange delistings, psychological warfare, and exclusion from bull run participation. It was never about Ripple doing anything illegal. It was always corruption on the government side and attempting to slow down Ripple. Now XRP is free. I think that hits the nail on the head. And I'm not going to go into all of the details about the lawsuit because I've done that before. And you may wonder, well, then why are they having to pay a $125 million fine? That sounds very serious. Well, years ago, when Ripple was originally distributing XRP, some of that was sold to institutions, and some of that was sold to exchanges that eventually made its way into private investors' hands. And so what the judge ruled was that if the XRP had gone through an exchange track, then it was not considered to be a security. But if it was sold directly to institutions, because that would be something that could directly gain in value, and it was sold directly to the corporation, in that instance, it was considered a security. And for those times, years ago, that Ripple sold directly to institutions, the judge calculated the fine of $125 million, which, as I said, was much less than the $2 billion that the SEC asked for. But Ripple does not sell directly to institutions, and going forward, all they need is an SEC disclosure in order to do that. So if they want to continue to do that, they'll be able to. But what's important here is out of this lawsuit, we have XRP is not in and of itself a security. Just like a gold bar isn't a security in and of itself, but you can package them together and make them an investment contract. Same thing with XRP. It in and of itself is not a security. And that clarity is something that no other cryptocurrency has by law. And some people may argue that Bitcoin has it. And that's another conversation. But the reality is, through the court system, XRP is the only cryptocurrency that has legal clarity. And that's going to be very important as we move forward with not only stablecoin legislation, which we expect in 2024, but also with crypto legislation coming that we expect to happen in 2025. This is going to give the large institutions the confidence and clarity that they need to invest in an asset like this. And that's very exciting for Ripple shareholders and XRP holders. And speaking of Ripple shareholders, it was really awesome that CEO Brad Garlinghouse wrote a letter to the shareholders, which I want to read to you in case you haven't seen it. So Brad said, "Shareholders, advisors, and friends, as you may have seen from a short while ago, Ripple's year-long fight with the SEC is over, and we came out on the right side of the law. We fought on behalf of the crypto industry in pursuit of clear rules of the road for XRP and for crypto more broadly in the US. Thus, it is a huge win not just for us, but for the industry and the rule of law. The win also means the SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone. I'm thrilled on a bunch of levels. Let's hope this also means this is the beginning of the end of this administration's illegal war on crypto. What actually happened? Today, the court issued a remedies order imposing a $125 million penalty for certain historic unregistered sales of XRP to sophisticated third-party institutions. $125 million is far below the unprecedented $2 billion in fines and penalties that the SEC requested. By my math, the SEC was off by about 94%. Even in these final steps of our litigation, their overreach and absurdity was on full display. We respect the court's ruling, and we are in a strong financial position to pay this fine from our balance sheet. I'm excited to closely focus on growing our business with the legal clarity we now have. The SEC could appeal. We will know in the next 60 days. But the judgment on this case is in, and the law of the land as it relates to XRP is clear. For nearly 4 years, we've fought the lawsuit every step of the way, and it is crystal clear that we are on the right side of the law, and certainly the right side of history. We couldn't have won the battle without all of you behind us, and without the support of the XRP community. Thank you again for your support, patience, and persistence. Best, Brad. So a few things there. Ripple has over $1 billion on their balance sheet, so they are easily able to write a check for the $125 million. But just in the 20% increase that XRP has gone up over the last couple of days since this announcement, it's been an $8 billion increase for Ripple. So again, no problem with paying that fine. Also, Brad talked about 60 days for the SEC to appeal the case. Legally, that is what the SEC has, and also Ripple could appeal the case. But Ripple's lawyer, Stuart Alderati, has indicated that Ripple will not appeal the case. We may hear an announcement from the SEC, or we may just see the clock run out on the 60 days. I don't know. But I think it's less likely that the SEC appeal this. There's certain things that have happened in the meantime, and one of the things that's happened is that crypto legislation passed in the House on a bipartisan basis. And that means there's momentum for crypto, and President Biden said he would not veto the bill if it did get approval, if it does make it through the Senate. So that tells me that the administration does not want to combat this situation. Now, I could be wrong, but it certainly seems like the SEC has been exposed for some of their bad behavior toward American corporations by weaponizing the law. I think it's likely that the SEC will try to claim victory by saying they got a huge fine of $125 million out of Ripple and they will spin it to declare victory. But we'll have to wait the full 60 days to find out what really happens. And in the meantime, that's putting a little bit of a lid on XRP's price for the time being. And if you're wondering why XRP's price hasn't exploded more on the upside, well, let me share with you a timeline that I developed for members of my private investing group, the VIP Experience. These are things that we've been looking for in 2024 and 2025. First of all, we had the new Ripple stablecoin announced, Real USD, in June. That was great news. And now we have the lawsuit settlement in August. By the end of the year, we're looking for stablecoin legislation, which should propel the Real USD, and it opens the door for a possible Ripple IPO announcement, especially if the SEC doesn't appeal and there's no lawsuit on the horizon. That will definitely open the door for a Ripple IPO announcement. Whether or not they want to do that at this time is another matter, but at least they won't have any legal issues holding them back. Now in 2025, we have to look forward to a possible XRP ETF approval, and we have crypto laws and legislation that we expect to be passed in 2025. This will allow the big institutional money, the big wave that we've been looking for and that companies have been waiting for, to have the legal structure to be able to invest and use XRP. So in the meantime, we're very excited as investors to still be invested and investing in Ripple and in XRP. And if that's something you want to know more about, check out the show notes for details. The lawsuit win is a huge step forward for Ripple and for XRP and for all of us shareholders and crypto holders. And we've been early in this investment. We've been early because crypto adoption isn't quite here yet. and less than 20% of all people worldwide own crypto. They're still finding out about it, but this is what we needed to be able to have the momentum to make giant leaps forward. So we will set our calendars for 60 days and watch and see if we hear anything from the SEC making an appeal. If not, it's full speed ahead, and I can't be more excited. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of our podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.